In this video, we're going to look at the equation of a circle in connection with the equation of a tangent of a circle. Example 5. Find the equation of the tangent to the circle x squared plus y squared equals 169 at the point 12, 5. So the tangent is a straight line, and that's what we're trying to find the equation of. And hopefully we can remember the equation of a straight line is y equals mx plus c. M and c are the two things to be found out. C where it crosses the y-axis, and m is the gradient. So m is how steep that line is. How are we going to find out how steep the line is? Well, there's a connection between the radius of the circle and the tangent, which hopefully you can remember. And that is that they meet at 90 degrees. And there's a relationship between the gradients of lines that meet at 90 degrees, which we'll talk about in a minute. But if we can get the gradient of the radius, which is sometimes called the normal, then we can work out the gradient of the tangent. So what's the gradient of the normal or the radius? To work it out, you might remember just the centre is 0, 0, and the point P is 12, 5. So you have maybe a few different ways to work this out. Some of you might draw a triangle and then look at what the rise is divided by the run, or some of you might just think of it as a change in y divided by the change in x. Either way, the gradient of, I'm going to put wee subscript r to indicate that's the gradient of that radius. It's going to be the change in the y value, so how high up it goes, the rise, which would be 5 take away 0, divided by the run, the change in x, how far across it goes, which is from 0 to 12. So 12 take away 0. So the gradient of the radius is 5/12. So the gradient of the radius is 5/12. How do we find the gradient of a line perpendicular to that? Well, the connection, if you can remember, for the gradient of a line that's perpendicular is it's the negative reciprocal of the other gradient. So the gradient of the radius is 5/12. The gradient of the perpendicular would be the negative of that and then the reciprocal, so minus 12/5. You may as well have written that the gradient of m1 times the gradient of m2 is equal to minus 1. If two lines are perpendicular, if you multiply the gradients, you should get minus 1. So a little check for you. The first gradient was 5/12. The second one I've said is minus 12/5. Does that give minus 1? Yes, it does, so I've worked it out correctly. You don't need that in your notes, just depends how you've been taught that property. That can disappear. Okay, so in summary, so far we worked out the gradient of the radius, and hence the gradient of the tangent is a negative reciprocal of that, minus 12/5. So we can put that in as the m for the gradient of the tangent. How do you find c? Well, to find c, if you've got x and y values, any point on the line that satisfies, if it is on the line, it'll satisfy the line. So you can substitute any point that is on the line into that equation. And we know 12, 5 is on that line. So the y value is 5, and the x value is 12. And from there we can work out what c is going to be. So 5 equals minus 144 divided by 5 plus c. So c would be 5 plus 144 over 5. At this stage it might be best to have that as a mixed number. 144 divided by 5 plus the 5, 169 over 5. As a mixed number, 33 4/5. So the equation of the straight line, the tangent, is y equals minus 12 over 5 x plus 33 4/5. A nicer way, maybe more at A level, would be to multiply it all by 5 to get rid of the fraction and bring it to the left hand side, but we'll not worry about that. Example 6. A circle has equation x squared plus y squared equals 10. The point P, 3, 1 lies on the circumference. Find the coordinates of the point where the tangent of P meets the x-axis. So with these questions, a diagram would be very useful. I've used the same diagram as before. It doesn't have to be really accurate, but it's just to get an idea of what's going on. I saw in the question it talks about finding where something meets the x-axis, so I thought it would be good to have an x-axis drawn in. And the point P is at the point 3, 1. So I'm just going to draw on even this triangle. Could be useful. So 3 across and then 1 up. Right, if I want to know where this tangent meets the x-axis, it would be really useful, like the last example, to know the equation of that line. So we're going to repeat the last question basically and try and find out what's the equation of this line first of all. So what was the first step? The first step was to find out what is the gradient of the radius of the normal. So the gradient of the radius, or normal, is going to be the change in the y values, which is 1 minus 0, divided by the change in the x values, which is 3 minus 0. So the gradient of the radius is a third. The gradient of the perpendicular line, which in this case is the tangent, is the negative reciprocal. And the negative reciprocal of a third is minus 3. So that means the tangent is going to be y equals mx plus c, or y equals minus 3x plus c. How do we find out the c? Well, we had to substitute in a point that was on the line, and that's this point P. That's 3, 1. So we put 3, 1 into the equation. The y value is 3, and the y value is 1, and the x value is 3. So that would give you that c is equal to 10. So the equation of the line is y equals minus 3x plus 10. Why is that useful? Well, from that line you can figure out where it crosses the y-axis or the x-axis. Where it crosses the y-axis, way up here, is going to be when x is 0. When x is 0, y is 10. In other words, the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. But that's not what we're asked for. We're asked for the coordinates of the point where the tangent at P meets the x-axis. Well, what's special about being on the x-axis? Well, at the x-axis, the y value is 0. So you can sub in y equals 0 into the equation, because that's what y is on the x-axis. So 0 equals minus 3x plus 10, which means 3x equals 10, and x would equal 10 over 3, which is 3 and a third. And there's no need to go back and try and find out what the y value is. You should know simply here, that point, that the answer is going to be 3 and a third for the x value, and the y value is 0 because it's on the x-axis. Example 7. A circle has equation x squared plus y squared equals 34. The point A, 5, 3, and the point B, minus 5, 3, lie on the circumference of the circle. Tangents are drawn from A and B. Find the point where the tangents meet. So let's try and get this information on a diagram. It's going to be impossible until you can construct it. So we've got a circle. X squared plus y squared is 34. We've drawn it there. The point A, 5, 3, let's call this point A. And that's the point 5, 3. Maybe again, it would be useful to have an axis drawn in. 5 right and 3 up. And as well, B minus 5, 3. So there's another point on the line B. And that's at -5, 3. And points A and B lie on the circumference, A and B, of the circle. Tangents are drawn from A and B. So there's a tangent at A. You need to also draw a tangent at B. So let's try that. Hopefully it can be relatively successful. And that one at A as well would also continue on. Now if it was a good drawn by symmetry, hopefully if I rub that out, we will know it should cross. Because it's diagram symmetrical, -5 and 5, they should cross along the middle, these tangents, because they are as steep as each other because of the symmetry of the point 5,3 and the point -5,3. We'll not assume that, however, but we'll prove that, and we'll prove ourselves right at the end. Okay, we've got to find the points where the tangents meet. So the first line is going to be just repetition of the last two examples. Find the gradient of the radius. So the gradient of the radius is going to be the rise, the change in the y, which is 3, divided by the run, the change in the x, which is 5. So that means the gradient of the tangent is the tangent at A, so m subscript t subscript A, is equal to -5/3. I'm going to call that radius A as well, so that's the radius connected to A. The equation of that line would be y equals mx plus c, y equals -5/3 x plus c. Sub in a point on the line, so 5, 3 fits in, so put in the y value is 3 and the x value is 5. And that gives c is equal to 25 divided by 3 plus 3. It's maybe easier to keep it, I think, actually as an improper fraction, because it's not a final answer. I'm going to use it later on. So the equation of the tangent at A is y equals -5/3 x plus 34/3. Now I could probably tell you the equation of the one at B, but just for thoroughness, I'm going to do it again from scratch for B. So the gradient of the radius at B, that would be this line here. So if we pick the change in the y values, that's 3 minus 0, divided by the change in the x values, which would be -5 minus 0. So we get -3/5. That means the gradient of the tangent at B would be the negative reciprocal, which would be 5/3. So again, the equation of a straight line is y equals mx plus c. Y equals 5/3 x plus c. Sub a point into the equation that is on the line. That's the point -5,3. So the x value is, well, the y value is 3, and the x value is -5. And that gives, as before, that c is equal to 34/3, i.e., get space, y equals 5/3 x plus 34/3. You might basically know the answer straight away. If, as we were saying, by symmetry they're going to meet on the y-axis, well, the y-intercept is both 34/3, so they're going to meet at this point here. X is 0 and y is 34/3. If it's not as straightforward as that, maybe it doesn't lie on the y-axis and we can't assume that, how would you figure out what the point is? Well, to find out where two lines intersect, let's call this one number 1 And number 2, generally to find out where two lines intersect, you can put them equal to each other. You solve them simultaneously. So to solve those two simultaneously, I can say that 5/3 x plus 34 over 3 equals the other equation, the first one, minus 5/3 x plus 34 over 3. You end up with 10/3 x equals 0, or in other words, x equals 0, which is no surprise. Go back into the second equation to get the y value. Y equals 5/3 of the x value, which is 0, plus 34 over 3, which again is no surprise. We get that y is equal to 34 over 3. So our final answer is across x is 0 and y is 34 over 3, which is 11 1/3.